Hello, welcome to Assembly for today. I hope you're all right. You've had a good week. You've done some really cool learning in class, done some really exciting things, had a nice time with your mates. And I hope you're all wearing red for comic relief and doing something that's really good and thinking about other people. So what I'm going to do in Assembly today is I'm going to carry on with some of the stuff that we've been talking about with differences and how no matter how many legs you've got, whether you've got antennae on your head or anything like that, you're welcome at Wincham. Okay, and we know that sort of thing. So in our assembly on Wednesday, some of you watched on Thursday, we were talking about autism. On Monday, we were talking about Huey and the Jumpers and how just because one person likes something, actually it means that lots of other people might like it as well, and you just need to be brave and say it. So today I'm going to show you a little bit about difference and I'm going to talk a little bit about my family. Okay, so we know that we all aim to be responsible local, national and global citizens, because if we do that, then it means that everybody will understand what goes on. Everybody will understand how things are in the world. And then if we understand what's going on in people's lives, we can be kind. We can be unprejudiced, which we talked about earlier in the week. We can be open-minded and accepting so that people feel they belong and that at the end of the day, we're all happy. And that fits with our global goals because we've got reduced inequalities, it gives us good mental health, and at the end of the day, it's peace. Okay, and that's what's important, is to make sure everybody feels peace in their world because we're welcoming everybody at Wincham. Right. So what I'm going to do now, you have those photos where you have to kind of pose together with your family, and it might be like a class photo, or when you get your photo taken in school and you have to go get your younger brother or sister, then you have this photo taken together and mum or dad buy them and send them off to Auntie Ethel in Australia or whoever for Christmas. So there's photos like that, and there's photos that you might take now where you've got your phone and you're all together with the selfie. So when I was your age, we didn't have mobile phones, so we couldn't take selfies. So we had school photos, and there was one point where families could have their photos taken together. So I'm going to show you a photo of my family, and in this photo I was the age of some of you guys. Okay, so bear in mind I'm 46 now, so I was at primary school when this photo was taken. So there's me, my mum, my dad, my brother, and there's the words of a song there if you know it, and my sister. Okay, but the challenge is to work out which one is me. Okay, you ready? Have a look at the photo. There you go. So that is my family. All right. Now, can you spot that one of us looks a little bit different to the other? And that's right. It's me. I'm the best looking one there. Okay. So this is me. This is my dad. This is my mum. This is my little sister, Catherine. She's 42 now. And this is my brother, Ian. Can you notice a difference about Ian? That's right. He's got curly hair. And he's also got a different colour skin. Now, the difference I'm going to talk about with Ian is to do with being adopted. So Ian was adopted when he was 6 weeks old. So his mum, his natural mum, couldn't look after him, wasn't able to look after him. So my mum and dad decided that they would give him a home. Okay, and from the time when he was 6 weeks old, about that big, about a little baby, he was my brother. It doesn't matter. I'm Catherine's brother. It doesn't matter that he's got a different colour skin. It doesn't matter that his birth mum and dad are not mum and dad in this photo here. He's my brother. That's just the way it's always been. And these two people are mum and dad. And Ian is their son. He's not their adopted son. He's their son. That's it. And that's how our family is. That's completely normal for us. So this is how we are. Now, there are other families out there who've got a very, very similar setup. And that is what is completely normal for them. And that's cool. So the way it always worked with me and Ian was that we actually shared a bedroom for quite a while, and we would just play together. And like all brothers, we would massively fall out and fight. And then we make up again, and we just carry on playing. Because in our household, just like at Wincham, everybody was welcome. It didn't matter what you looked like or what you believed in. So mum and dad went to church and I didn't, because that was all okay too. I'm going to read you a story now. And this story is about adoption, where a child goes to live with another family because they can't look after the birth family can't look after the child. So they say somebody else is going to have to help and look after them like my family did. So let's share this tab. Okay. So the most precious presents in the world. Where have I put the book? Here we go. I've actually got the book in front of me and I've had to take photos of it and scan it in. But this is the book. So if you want to have a look at this one, I'll put it on the shelf in the library where I've got my book recommendations. I think I've got a copy of Rosie Revere there at the moment. And you can come and have a read of this. It's a really lovely book. So The Most Precious Present in the World. It's by Becky Edwards. Okay. I'm going to have to zoom a little bit in and out with the pages on this one because some of them are slightly different sizes. So let's get it set up and zoom in a little bit more. Here we go. It always takes my mum a very long time to brush my hair. That's because it's so curly. Sometimes I wish it wasn't curly. Sometimes I wish it was straight, just like my mum's. But mum says my hair's beautiful. She says when she was little, she always wanted curly hair just like mine. She says my beautiful curly hair is a present from my birth mum. That's because I'm adopted. My dad's eyes are as blue as the sky on a sunny day, and my mum's are as green and sparkly as the sea. But my eyes are dark as the night sky. That's what my dad says. Mum says my beautiful dark eyes are a present from my birth dad. That's because I'm adopted. And when my mum and dad smile like they don't have a dimple on the side of one cheek like I do, mum says that's also because I'm adopted. She says the dimple on my cheek is the spot where my birth mum and dad kissed me goodbye. Were they sad when they kissed me goodbye, I asked. Very sad, mum said. Is that why they gave me those presents? Were my curly hair and dark eyes goodbye presents? Your birth mum gave you your beautiful hair because it's like her hair. And your birth dad gave you your beautiful dark eyes because they're like his eyes. And Mia, part of them will always be part of you. They gave you your dimple because they wanted you to remember they will always love you, just like Dad and I do. I sat on Mum's lap and we read a story, and I drew a picture of me and my mum and dad. I drew me with lots and lots of curly hair, and Mum said it looked just like us. She stuck it on the fridge door next to the picture of me on my new bike, the one that Mum and Dad gave me for my birthday. And getting presents is really exciting. Mum, I said, my birth mum and dad gave me lots of presents, my hair and my eyes and my dimple, but they didn't give you or dad anything. Didn't they like you? My mum stopped sticking my picture on the fridge. She came and sat down next to me and gave me a great big hug. They gave your dad and me the most precious present in the world, she said. More precious than your sparkly earrings from Dad, I asked. Mum nodded. Even more precious than your party shoes or the new handbag you bought for Cousin Rachel's wedding? Mum smiled. Much more precious than all those things, she said. They gave us you. Me? I said. I'm a present. Mum nodded. A very special present. Are some of my presents, are some of my friends' presents too? I asked. All children are presents for their mums and dads when they're born, my mum said. But you are extra special because you were two presents. You were a present for your birth dad and your birth mum, and you were a present for Dad and me. Being two presents is very confusing. So I got down from Mum's lap and she made us both some hot chocolate with lots of squirty cream and marshmallows to help us think. I fetched my spoon with the cat handle and stirred until all the marshmallows had melted. Didn't my birth mum and dad want to keep me? I asked in a quiet voice. I always want to keep my presents. My mum stopped drinking her hot chocolate and sat me on her lap. They wanted to keep you very much, she said, stroking my curly hair, but they loved you so much that most of all, they wanted to keep you safe and happy. And they knew they couldn't do that. So they did something very special. They gave you to Dad and me. Did they wrap me up in shiny paper? I asked. Mum laughed. No, not in shiny paper, darling, she said. You were wrapped in your blue and yellow star blanket, and you were wearing a red hat. As soon as Dad and I held you, we knew. We knew it was you we had been waiting for such a long, long time. And then you opened your deep, dark eyes and smiled your beautiful smile, and it seemed as though you knew it too. I think I did know it too, I said. And I touched my mum's smooth, straight hair and gave her a great big hug. Sometimes I wish I wasn't adopted. Sometimes being adopted is very hard. Sometimes it makes me feel confused. Sometimes it makes me feel sad. And sometimes it makes me feel very cross. But Mum says that's okay. She says it's all right to feel confused and sad. She says it's even okay to feel very cross because being adopted isn't easy. Then she hugs me, strokes my curly hair, and reads me my favourite stories until Dad comes home. And when Dad comes home, he kisses me on the tip of my nose and wraps me in my blue and yellow star blanket and twirls me round and round. Hello, sweetheart. I've been waiting all day to see you again, he smiles. I look into his eyes as blue as the sky on a sunny day, and I touch the star blanket that I was wrapped in when I arrived, and I feel very special because being adopted makes me special. Being adopted means I was 2 presents when I was born. Being adopted makes me the most precious present in the world. So there we go, guys. There's our lovely, lovely story. Everybody's families are different. In my family, my brother was adopted. He's just my brother. He can be a bit of a pain in the bum sometimes, really. But everybody's brothers are like that, and I still love him. Some families have got one mum. Some families might be dad and stepmom, and mum might live separate to them. Some families have got 2 mums or 2 dads. And some families, we've got children who are adopted. So if that's the case, if you've got 2 mums, or if you've got mum and stepdad, or if you just live with dad, whatever it is, if you're adopted, if you're not adopted, here's the question. Are you welcome at our school? Are we going to say to you, come on in, yeah, you can come play with us? Are we going to make sure that you feel accepted, that we are unprejudiced? Are we going to make sure that you feel like you belong at Wincham? Yes, we all are. So make sure you treat everybody kindly today. Make sure you treat everybody with the same respect that you want, the same way that you want to be treated. And have a lovely day. Bye-bye, guys.